Let's get it cracking, man. We in the building. HasBeens Podcast, Season 4, Episode 3. Special episode, man. We in the building. We in Lawrenceville, Georgia, at Coolray Stadium, home of the Gwinnett Stripers, future site of MVP's HBCU All-Star Game. We got Reginald Hollins in the building. Mike, give me some claps, man. You know what a clap's at, Mike? That ain't the claps. That ain't the claps, Mike. That ain't the claps, Mike. There we go, Mike. Get some claps for my dog, Reginald Hollins, in the building. We got Tyron Wyche in the building.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Reggie is the president and COO of Minority Baseball Prospects, MVP. We got Tyron. He's the vice president and the creative director of MVP.
That's right.
We got him in the building today. I'm just excited, appreciative that you gave me the opportunity to tell your story, introduce what you got going on in the next couple of weeks, and then, telling the world what you got going on down the road. You know what I mean? So appreciate that. Give me some more claps, Mike. Come on, man.
I appreciate you.
Okay. Hello? Okay, y'all can hear me? Okay. You talking to Mike real quick so I can make sure I can hear you?
Yeah, testing.
Can you hear him, Mike? All right.
Testing.
Okay, we in the building. My fault. I was having some issues over here. But again, thank y'all for giving me this opportunity. We got Twan in the building over there, too. Don't forget about Twan.
Shout out Twan.
We got engineer Mike in the background, man. He on a whole different vibe this week.
Mike on the boards.
But yeah, man, like I said, man, we are at Coolray Stadium, man. Y'all see the vibes in the background, the stadium in the background, man. We in the press box. And we are, man, we got to get straight to the point because we got a lot to talk about today. Straight to it. Well, we got to do our moment of silence. I can't skip that. That's just like ritual, man. Moment of silence to our social media, man. HasBeens Pod, Wildcard TV, Wildcard Sports, man. Pull your favorite social media ingesting device. That's what I call it, social media ingesters, man. Whether it's your iPhone, your tablet, your computer, man. Make sure you tap in with us, HasBeens Pod, Wildcard TV on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're listening to us, man, make sure you tap in with us on your favorite podcast streaming platform. We everywhere but the metaverse. So, man, if we on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, we going to try to get on the metaverse. I don't know who we need to talk to tomorrow. We getting there.
They get the Oculus first, and then we in there.
We in there. Also, man, make sure you tapping in with us on YouTube TV, man. If you ain't watching us this week, you need to watch us this week because we got the vibes in the building. So YouTube TV, man, make sure you go in there, tap in with us. Wildcard TV. Moment of silence, man, real quick for the social media. Can I get that button, Mike? No, not that one this time. The bottom one. It's at the bottom. Thank you. It's his first day on the job, man. But let's get to it, man. First and foremost, I'm going to start with you, Reggie.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from, and how we ended up where we at today.
Yeah, for sure, man. Reggie Hollins, president, Minority Baseball Prospects, softball prospects as well. I'm originally from College Park, Georgia, man. So, homegrown here in the Atlanta area. APS graduate, Mays High School. Grew up playing this game of baseball, so I've been doing it all my life, man. But just as far as this right here, this setup, man, I shout out to UCAM and UTON because Tuskegee connected us. I went to Tuskegee University. We all graduated from Tuskegee. So big shout out to that, man. That's how we're here today. So I appreciate you guys for bringing us in on this platform. But really, man, just started out head coach at Tuskegee University, 2010. Journeyed through that coaching career all the way to 2022. And I stepped away, became the president of this brilliant company. Shout out to our founder and CEO, Alex Wyche. He's the brainchild behind this thing. He and we just meshed well, man. We had a relationship in the baseball world. And sometimes you just never know where that's going to lead. And that's why we're here today, man. He and we make a really good team. And then along with Ty Wyche, who you guys will meet from himself later. But, man, we're just trying to do big things at MVP, man, and really provide exposure and platforms for our minority athletes. Because if we can continue to do that, we'll be in a great position. it comes to the game of baseball and softball.
For sure. Shout out to Skeegy, man. You already know. Anytime I say Skeegy, Mike, just give me the button, bro. You already know what time it is. Shout out to Skeegy. Shout out to Connect. He is hitting all the wrong buttons today. He ain't hit the right button yet, y'all. Mike. Just stop. He is tearing it up. And for our listeners who can't see us, man, you hear some stuff in the background. That's the sweet sound of them cutting the good turf. I don't know, this is real grass out here, huh?
Yeah, real grass.
Real grass, man. They cutting the lawn right now, getting ready for the game tonight. So if you hear the little drrrr in the background, man, that's just the lawnmower, man. We are not at Home Depot or nothing like that. Don't get it twisted, you know what I mean? But let's turn our attention over here to the creative director, because we know there is no company without somebody in the background pushing innovation and creativity. So I'm appreciative of you coming on here, because you looking at this from a whole different perspective, I'm sure.
Right.
So we want to hear from your perspective. But again, same question, man. First off, because we unfamiliar with you for sure without the familiarity. So where you from, kind of where you come from, and how'd you end up with MVP?
Okay. First off, my name Tyron Wyche. I go by Ty for most people that know me. But I started off the brother of the founder, Alexander Wyche, the company. So we're from Macon, Georgia, 45 minutes south, 50 minutes, some say an hour and a half. You know, some people just like to talk.
Sure.
But anyway, we from down south of Atlanta, 75, man. We grew up definitely a smaller city than Atlanta, but sports was definitely a passion. That's all we did growing up. Baseball was the first love. Anybody watching this already know where we from in Macon. Baseball was more loved than basketball and football at that young age where we from. Like every side of town, I don't care what you was into, they pick you up on the weekends to play baseball. Like no matter what, I'm talking about from people that you don't even think was playing. This game was big where I was from. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of got slighted a little bit throughout growing up, middle school to high school. It kind of got, not looked upon as one of those cool things to do, like a cool sport. Like kind of people frowned upon, oh, you play baseball? Like, you know what I'm saying? So my whole trajectory of this company and innovation side is to bring that flair, that swag, that culture back to the game and make it cool throughout life growing up, because for one, this is a sport where you leave the game 90% of the time with your brain still intact, with all your fingers and toes, and you make the most money and play the longest out of career. So being that I'm sitting here with Tuskegee grass, the smartest thing to do is to play baseball. You feel me? So at the end of the day, so I'm just trying to bring that back to the game, man, and give our people the exposure that we deserve in this game. So that's the reason for this HBCU game next Saturday here at Coolray Field, where we're at now. And thanks, like I said, for the HasBeens Pod for having me on. Thanks for the connection. I met a lot of dope people that graduated from Skegee, all through Reggie and all through just Atlanta, period. So I'm proud to be a part. I say I'm an associate alumni.
Took him to his
That's respect. If you've been, I'm about to say, if he ain't been to homecoming though, I'm like, nah, we can't. Nah, you either had to like come down visit a homie while they was in undergrad and spend like a week. You can't come for a weekend. You got to do that.
Sure.
You got to do that Monday through Friday grind too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we gonna get him. We gonna keep him in that.
He been to homecoming, so he good. He can pass, man.
Homecoming in the RV for the weekend.
Oh yeah. Look, if y'all don't want to give him the pass, I'm giving it here right now. He can come to the barbecue. He can come to the RV and get the food. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Lock in on my dog Ty.
Yeah.
But I'm glad, speaking from, because Ty touched on it about bringing that culture back, because that's the whole emphasis behind my brand, my vision, what I got going on here is I want to take, like you said, sports that people grew up with, playing their whole life, being a part of and wanting, celebrate it. And the culture, I think, of all those things and waking up, like you said, no matter what you did, the weekend, it's time to play some baseball. You know what I mean? I think that culture And that feeling from sports is gone because now, we kind of get caught up in the, the fight. Speaking, our Lakers just lost, so everybody want to talk about legacy and who need to get traded. And we ain't talking about all the stuff that make us love this game, make people come and want to put their TVs on and come to these games and fill these arenas, what really bring them there. You know what I mean? Because trade talk, that ain't what's filling arenas. That's not what making you want to play the game when you a child. That's not what your passion as a coach,
for sure.
A former coach, and now what you're doing. That's not where that derived from. It's a deeper passion, and so for me, we looking for that in the product we putting out. So I just want to say I appreciate knowing that that's kind of the purity you guys are looking to get in your product too. So Mike, I'm gonna tell you what color it is. It's blue. Shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate that. And with that in mind, we got MVP. You just when was it founded? What year?
2020.
2020. So we got 2020. This is gonna be your third year.
Baby.
So a lot of COVID babies.
Yeah,
this is a beautiful COVID baby right here because it definitely blossomed during COVID. In a time where people were looking for those outlets and you guys provided it to them. And speaking more so to what you guys' platform is here to do. And it may be Ty, you may be more suitable to answer this one. When you first started, did you know you wanted this to be like a social media based thing, or did you actually ever in your wildest imagination think you'd be throwing an all-star game?
Well, a little bit of both. I thought a little bit of both because me and Alex, we actually sat in my house and talked about this, and we wanted to grow it socially first, because we seen that socially and social media was blossoming to something that we never had growing up. So these kids got the opportunity to showcase themselves on social media. You know what I'm saying? So that's giving the outlet and exposure in itself. You know what I'm saying? So how can we add to the social aspect of it? So we drove it to the social aspect first, and then we was like, okay, we're gonna try to channel the social, and then we're gonna move on to throwing events, but they're not gonna be tournaments. We don't want to get in the realm of throwing tournaments. We want to get in the realm of showcasing the best talent at every age group, and we go from city to city doing that, and we put on one event per weekend in that city. So next weekend is college, HBCU. 2 months from now, we'll have middle school, 6th and 7th graders. And these aren't just 6th and 7th graders. We do a whole weekend, get a nice field like this, a whole weekend to celebrate them and give them the exposure that they deserve. So this not just, how do I want to put this? It's not just 6th and 7th graders that are in the South. We travel, me, Reggie, and Alex travel all over the states looking for these top talents to put them in these events. So you're going to have kids from Cali, Washington, New York, Jersey, Chicago, Detroit, down South Texas, Florida. So we try to scout the best talent. So to reel it back into your question, we wanted to start on social media first to try to build a buzz, and then we knew we wanted to do high-class events to showcase.
Okay. Did you, and one just quick one, did you expect it to happen this fast?
No.
Because I'm even blown. I told Reggie, I'm looking at it because you say first year y'all was in Hoover, Alabama.
Yep. Started
Second year, you in Truist Park. I'm looking around. I'm like, hold on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not even hating. I'm just looking around like, yo, that's big time. You know what I mean? Yeah. For any, because it's hard enough to get somebody who don't have much going on to want to take their time to deal with you and then think what you got going on is credible enough to allow you to use their facilities, resources, and time. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm scratching my head. I'm like, okay, this is something to pay attention to. Because me, I'm not, like I told Twan, he can tell you he grew up playing baseball. Me, I'm the exact opposite. I didn't make fun of people. I made fun of them from the perspective because I knew I was trash. I went out there, I couldn't hit the ball. You feel me? Once T-ball was over and that thing started moving, it was over for me. So I was just hating. I'm just like, oh, y'all playing baseball. I'm mad I can't come. You know what I mean? But getting back to it, it's like, Damn, I lost my train of thought with that. What was I just at?
You was basically saying that we know.
Oh yeah, that fast. Truest part. Right.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking at it like, okay, now I even need to pay attention. Somebody who doesn't really indulge in baseball. Yeah, I like baseball. It's, I can talk baseball, but I don't. It's not nothing. I'm checking to seeing who doing what team's doing what. But it made me for a second like I need to pay attention to what's going on. And before I come and even talk, I need to come correct and dig deeper and really get a grasp of what's going on. So I again appreciate y'all for like, man, giving me that moment to see like, okay, this legit, this need to be paid attention to. And then like you say, it's doing its job.
Yeah.
It got somebody who not ingratiated in it like, all right, I need to pay attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Like we didn't expect it. To answer your question, not this fast. You know what I'm saying? Not the sponsorship, not none of this. Like this fast. It just, but what they say, man, when you make your passion and you passionate about something you doing, the rest gonna fall in line, bro. Sure. That's the truest answer I can give you, bro. This is passion for us, blood, sweat, and tears. Like the first couple of years, like no outside source of help from nothing. Like we long nights, like we still doing it now. Like we growing so
about it.
Yeah, that's the best
sure.
part.
You could just see the passion in y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
I love this. Like
Yeah.
you said, Reggie playing baseball when I got there. He was on the team. And he was coaching. You know what I'm saying? And just as a student, like I wasn't the biggest baseball fan, you know what I'm saying? I was telling Cam earlier, I had the opportunity to play in high school my senior year, but I thought I was a track guy for real.
Yeah.
At the same season. I was like, I wish I would have differentiated. But like seeing you go from a player to coach to now you have your own organization, I know you love this shit. I went and looked at LinkedIn earlier today, and it's all baseball. And it's like you took your passion and made it like you're making your living off of that. And that's just admirable. I really want to get to that to one place, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate that, man, because I was telling somebody the other day in a little short conversation, I've never filled out, done a sit-down interview for a job. Never.
Crazy.
Never experienced that.
It's not the best time. You're not.
You're not missing
so
shit.
To say that, man, it's a grateful moment when I can say that, because I'm deep in my passion. I'm lost in my passion. This is what I do. This is my life.
Fire.
So it's a blessing, man. I don't take it for granted either, because a lot of people can't say that.
No.
I really want y'all, when I stop and speak, it's gonna be to big up y'all. I don't want y'all to think I'm on some weird shit. But like I want you to know that like y'all really, one, doing this shit, and two, you inspiring people, and three, you living out most of our dreams, even if it ain't in baseball. Most people wish they could spend their entire lives. Like I was thinking it'd blow me like LeBron been in the NBA over half his life. You've been playing baseball and pouring into it probably your entire, maybe 90%. You know what I mean?
Since 4 years old.
That is, to me, most people don't have that opportunity to spend even 20% of their life engulfed in their passion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And by the time most of us really realize we passionate about it, it's taken from us in the form of you're not good enough. From a skill, athletic standpoint, if you want to play the game, you're gate kept by all different type of entities. If you want to coach, if you want to, no matter what you want to do in these industries, like a lot of the times, people's dreams are stripped away before they even get started. It's like we playing sports because we just didn't have shit else to do. It was no other responsibilities. So it's cool to sit around, play sports all weekend, but the minute you get out of school or whatever whatever force pushes you into life and said it's time, now it's like shit, baseball becomes like, all right, it's a hobby now, you know what I mean? Yeah. So for most people, they get stuck just kind of, it's a hobby, they love it. But man, that shit is just insane, bro. Like, so soak it up, man, because you living the dream, man.
Will do, man.
For sure. Where else we want to go to it? I don't want to, I like to mix.
I want to say something,
What's up?
Because this is important with what we do. So around this event and all of our events, this HBCU event is dear to my heart, first off, because I'm an HBCU guy. Just played there, coached there, just know the lay of the land, right?
Right.
Unresourced, right? So this is a big resource pool for us to push back down the ranks at every level in the HBCU. That's why when you see us talk about 58 institutions that'll be represented, it's every single level. So a lot of times when you look at Division I baseball in the HBCU arena, they don't get what they deserve, but they get more than the others.
Right.
So you got levels, HBCU levels at NAIA, Division II, you name it. So we included everybody, man. And to be able to do that, that's priceless. That's priceless. You see what I'm saying?
Button, Mike.
That's priceless.
Turn me up, man.
I had to mention that, man, because a lot of times in these events, our smaller schools get left out.
Love, yeah. You know that's the good thing about having this conversation. You sitting with some people that love that shit too.
Absolutely.
And we know. So because it's on my list. We're gonna talk about the HBCU because that's definitely part of what we're here for. That's why we're here. You feel me?
Right.
And baseball and the HBCU, that's kind of the passion here. Let's talk about minority softball. I want to make sure that is spoken about because I know you guys got that going on. I don't know where you are in the process of the rollout because it's kind of like the WNBA where the NBA was first. It kind of got established, and now, you trying to roll out this similar, I'm sure, format for the softball players. So just real quick, let's talk about what is that? I'm fucking up that. Minority softball prospects. Let's talk about that. Where you going with that? Where you are with that? I think that's the most important. Where you are with it now, because I think we know where you're going.
No, for sure, man. It's baseball was the template, but again, we just rolled out softball here in January of this year, so we're super excited about it because these young ladies have nothing when it comes to the exposure platform. Alex, he was searching just the web. He was looking for content, softball, right? And then especially if you want to go deeper, minority softball. Couldn't find no videos.
Non-existent.
We couldn't find anything. So we know that there's a void and a need. So we had to launch it, this year, right away. While the momentum is hot off of baseball, it's feeding right into softball.
Correct.
So to bring these young ladies in this year for the first annual softball game for HBCU All-Star, oh, man, that's going to be crazy. And the response was unreal from these young ladies.
So the ladies out there this year as well?
Oh, man, they're out there this year. We'll do it at Georgia Gwinnett College. They partnered with us, man. Opened up their facility for us as a host. It's been unreal, man. Just the love we received.
Mike, you know what time it is.
Yeah.
Hit the button, man. Shout out to the ladies, man.
Shout out, ladies.
They don't get enough. They're just due in general. I mean, I think we know how society works. Yeah. So there's a trickle down effect in every industry.
Absolutely.
Especially, sports. So I think they get the raw end of the stick. So shout out to y'all because I think exposure is the female game, whether it's NBA, basketball, even football, soccer. It's just the exposure. I think if, more people saw them, because you look at the Final Four this year for the ladies, it was more turned and more watched.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Game, yeah. And it wasn't because the game changed at its purest form. It's basketball.
Yeah, for sure.
They always have been very good at the game. Mm-hmm. But you had players that they marketed. Caitlin Clark,
Yep.
Angel Reese.
Yep.
What's the short point guard?
From LSU.
Yeah. Morris.
More.
They brought these young ladies and they brought them right into your household and made you interested about their story, and that's why you turned the game on and watched them. I mean, it just has to happen. I mean, the NBA, as good as these guys are, we wouldn't watch it if they didn't market it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So I shout out to y'all for taking that on, because that's a lonely sector. You know what I mean? Because it's very easy to not do.
For sure.
And that's my biggest gripe with the NBA. It's easy. It's like, the company's not making any money, and just stand behind that. But it's easy, to not put your full foot forward behind it. Because you can hide behind money or the bottom line. And especially with plights of people of the minority, it's real easy just to not do it. So shout out to y'all on that as well. I don't want to waste too much time. Let's get into a little bit more fun, but it's obviously going to be baseball related. You played. I didn't. where do you see the game was when you first started playing? And you can speak to it as the evolution from a coach and now, where you're looking at it now, where you're trying to find the best talent and then display it. So you kind of, looking at talent 3 different ways. Where's the game? Where was it at when you first started and were first introduced to it to where it is today with the pitch clocks, and where do you see it in the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, games changed a lot. And I can go into a lot of different perspectives of it, but just from a metric standpoint, everything is more so off metrics these days, right? So back in the day, a scout would look at you off the eye. What he saw, he trusted his eye. He trusted, your ability and what you're showcasing. But today, there's a metric standard. And when I say metrics, you're talking about arm velocity. You're talking about how quick your hands are, how hard it's coming off the bat, exit velo. All of those things go into the measurables of an athlete, and that could make or break you. So
the
that's
science,
the biggest change. Yeah, the science of the game has totally changed.
Yeah. Because I like I'm a comparison type, so I look at like basketball. It hadn't really changed too much. I mean,
for sure.
I think it's determined by who's the best player in the league. Because I think now you see the Nuggets, you see Jokic. I think you just see more teams. Monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
But I think this is such, like you say, because it's not a game where brute force is gonna beat you. I mean, gonna dominate. You get to leave this sport with your mental in place, most of your body in place, so it's not super physically taxing. So it has to be kind of the scientific, the angles and all that stuff, because
Absolutely.
I've been playing the MLB The Show lately, so I feel like a pro. I feel pro. You feel me? I told Mike in the car, I said, look, I can talk this baseball shit.
Man, we got to get you out there for BP before the game, man. How about that?
It's going down.
Right.
I told her I'm gonna either be Barry Bonds or I'm gonna Charlie Brown that shit. But whatever happened, it's going on. It's going on the internet.
Yeah, and we'll edit the film.
No. I believe in the number one staple behind wild card, raw.
Right.
We got to give it to you raw. So if I go out there and look trash, this is what it is. We gonna get better though. Next year I'm gonna come out and we gonna be ready. You know what I mean?
You'll be surprised, man. Them video games get you right. It's so realistic.
Yeah. Because like when you talk about exit velo, I'm like, shit, I just put a perk on my dude to turn his exit velo up. I'm trying to hit home run.
Yeah, for sure.
You hear me? Yeah. So what about you, Ty? Like, what do you think?
That's probably like the biggest change with like, cause growing up and playing the game, like we didn't focus on too much of, I want to say like knowing what our exit velo is off the bat, knowing where, just different science of baseball. Like, we grew up, I would say we grew up, the more analytical that we grew up was doing was knowing where to go with the ball and from running on first and third.
Mm-hmm.
Situation.
Shit like that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like situational baseball.
Okay.
You know
okay.
what I'm saying? So situational baseball is like the most we grew up with, like me personally, with a science behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so now it don't got to the point where it's a whole dialogue of the metric form of everything that you do. Like a catcher, like what is a catcher? Scouts look for the pop time from home to second. Like it has to be like what is it, Reggie? Like awesome pop time.
2-0. 2-0 is an average.
2-0, and some guys coming out of high school was doing like 1-8.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? From home to second. So all of that playing in the factor is kind of like how the game has changed, and it's a good thing because you can kind of measure your game to where your velo or your exit time is if you're a catcher, like per se, or your bat speed. So every year you can put that science on yourself
get better
and realize you're getting better by the science instead of somebody telling you're getting better. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
Big thing too, like, so for instance, we're gonna have an educational moment right here.
That's what we're here for.
So when he talk about that pop time from a catcher is 2-0. So running from home plate to first base, the average time is 4 seconds. All right. So when you do the math, right, the pitcher's pop time to the catcher is should be an average time about 1.4, 1.5. You do the math, you do 1.4, 1.5 plus the 2-0, that kind of gives you your running science of where you need to be off the arm. See what I'm saying? So when they're stealing and they're taking the lead, that takes that full average down to like a 3.7, 3.8.
So is it safe
Got
to
to
say?
be quicker than a runner.
Okay, so is it safe to say, just like any other sport, that these players nowadays are actually just better than the players of the
Bigger,
past?
faster, stronger is a real thing in every sport.
Because I would just, if I knew like scientifically, like you say, how to because that's like precision. Like you can dial in your training regimen based off of, like you say, numbers, and then you can, and you have a real reliable number.
Absolutely.
Because before, I'm pretty sure it was stats. I mean, home runs, your average.
Stats.
How many stolen bases? I told him I'd be like Ricky Henderson. I'd be a utility player. My numbers is gonna be how many stolen bases I get. You feel me?
You rolling,
getting it on the ground. Trying to beat out throws. You know what I mean? They not fucking with me in today's league. They like, no, bro. You really not. Go play football. Go play.
But you know what? It used to be a play pinch runners. So some rules have changed so much. You got to be well rounded. Position, hitting. And
MLB
you
the
can't
show.
just run bases anymore like that.
Yeah.
Maybe NAIA rules, but NCAA rules. Nah, you got to play.
Yeah, that's what I told
Step
him.
in there, you're subbed in.
That's what I told him. It's kind of like basketball. Again, my comparison problem I got.
Yeah.
Whereas like you can't play basketball if you can't shoot the ball no more. Like you can be a shot blocker, but you gotta shoot that ball.
You got to shoot that.
You can play defense, but you gotta shoot that ball.
Yeah.
You feel me? You can have bounce, but if you can't shoot, I was telling.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
I was telling Mike, like back in the day, I might have been able to make it off of just being fast. Can get up, steal a couple bases, steal us a run or two a game.
Yep.
Now it's like, we don't bunt the ball around here, bro. We can't use you. The Kansas City Royals used to do that shit back in the day. We are not doing this small ball no more, guy.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Quickest way to get around bases, putting it over the fence.
Right.
Come on, man.
That's what sells, man. That'll lead you into how we design the event for next Saturday. We put the home run derby before the game. You probably never seen that before. It's usually its own event, but to lure our culture in, everybody, whether you like baseball or not, everybody knows.
Watch that home run derby, bro.
right?
Especially when Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa was tearing it up.
Absolutely.
Going at it.
Everybody love the long ball.
Like,
Nobody care about the skills competition.
Now they want to see how far you can hit it.
Right. Okay.
It's gonna be dope.
Let me see. We don't want to hold you too long. Let's stick on the MLB The Show vibes. The want to be a pro. What type of player were you all in your era? I'll start off. I was trash. Real quick, fast trash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What type of player were you? Because unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to go to a lot of baseball games.
I'm gonna be honest. I had tools, but I was cerebral, man.
Okay.
I was smarter than you. So I was already six steps ahead of you.
Okay.
I'm playing chess.
You was a catcher?
So I really had, it's really slavery, man. Really what they were doing to me at Skiggy, man. I was the starting shortstop and the ace.
Ooh.
Those two don't really mix when you talk about coaching because you can burn out, but I held my own.
Yeah, shortstop is definitely one of the most important positions.
But I would say a cerebral player, man. I'm gonna study your stance as a pitcher, see what you're doing, your tendencies. I know what you like, I know what you don't like. I'm gonna change your eye level, so I'm gonna play around with you.
Okay.
And I know I got you on the hook.
Okay, so you're not going wow us necessarily with the physicals, but
yeah, my physicals were elite, but my cerebral was
just
my
okay.
biggest tool.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know angles on the field.
Mm-hmm.
In the box, I know how to, I know what type of approach to have towards this pitcher. I know I probably already studied his tendencies and what he likes to do, so I'm already 10 steps ahead of you.
Okay.
yeah.
What about you?
You see, Reg got me beat on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's probably why I didn't finish out in college playing. But yeah, it was baseball. Like he said, is more the greats study more of the analytics and what Reg was talking about, knowing the pitcher and knowing that. But me, I was more so you look good, you play good.
Yeah.
Swaggy. I'm just going and I was quick, so I figured, sometimes, I got lost in the the hype behind just being naturally talented. You know what I'm saying?
for
In
sure.
all phases of sports, like just naturally being able to play sports, it came to me naturally. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how some people play sports and it's like, you know, it's like, I don't want to say it's a struggle, but it's more like they're trying to play sports. Like, it's more so sports just came to me and my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was just like, so I'm like, okay, I'm naturally at it, so I'm going to just get the best cleats. I'm going to mark Dion, you know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
Like, so I'm going to just do I'm going to be the best suited out there and look good and play good. So I think that was my angle so much of a player. And growing up, I wouldn't even say I had a position, man. Back growing up all the way through middle school and high school, I would play center field. I would pitch. I would play catcher. I would play third base. So, I mean, but naturally I probably would have liked to make a career in center field, though, in the outfield.
Okay. Torn.
I was trash at baseball. I was T-ball all-star.
Okay. So we just MLB to showing it.
That's a fact.
Now,
Let me ask y'all this.
What's up?
I got a question for y'all.
what's up?
Cam and Twan. All right. So when you see minority players on the field, most times you see them where?
Outfield.
All right. Why? Because we fast twitch, we speedy. Our biggest thing with Ty, Alex, and I, we want to push more pitchers and catchers because that's the quickest ticket to the league. So if any kid or parent is watching this, do not bail on pitching. Do not bail on catching. Those are the quickest ways to get a check.
And I'm sure and stay.
Absolutely. And so if we can push that a little bit more, man.
Because I know a couple
it'll be
guys
amazing.
who even from where I went to high school that like went and played baseball in the league and weren't very good, but were pitchers.
Just pitchers.
And they 10-year careers, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Versus guys I know that, were really, really good and like you say, outfielders, third base or something, something like that, right field.
Yeah.
And he back at the crib.
Yeah.
When you think about it, it's more spots for pitching than it is for position.
Right, it's one position
You
out there.
throw against the natural human motion as a baseball player. So softball, they're with the natural motion, right? So you have to change those pitches out. We're gonna reach a pitch limit.
I'm about to say softball, they be pitching every day.
They can go 2-3 times a week. So pitching, man, catching, man.
I didn't know catching was I mean, it makes sense though. I mean, it's like what could you equivalent? Because obviously the pitchers like the quarterbacks, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But the catcher, they super. I realize how like I guess they like edge rushers almost like in the league. Like your catcher can control the game, can turn a bad pitcher into a solid pitcher. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's crazy.
He's that center, man.
That's what I was
he
going
the
to
That's
center.
I ain't know how
snap
people
box,
thought about the center.
He in
Yeah,
trouble with the quarterback.
He the center.
Okay.
I was
He
just
calling,
finna say
calling
that.
pitches.
Yeah.
he command.
Making
Yeah,
sure he commanding the field, making sure they in position.
Yeah. That's it.
These linebackers finna blitz. See, people don't see the center
That's
doing
the-
all
yeah.
that.
That's
Like,
it, that's
hey,
it,
He
yeah.
blitzing. You feel me?
calling the
You wanna have a
protections
bad
down. Yeah,
season?
Yeah.
Have a bad catcher.
Yeah.
damn.
Have a bad catch.
That's
You wanna
why.
have a bad season.
That's
have a
why
bad
Yadier
catcher.
Molina was still in the league so long, and
Exactly.
Damn down.
Elite,
Yeah.
man.
Hold on to the ball.
Yeah, you got
Absolutely.
that shit's scary back there, bro.
Yeah.
They
you
be
gotta be
swinging that ball, and you gotta see it.
Yeah, you got
You might call for it down here, you
Absolutely.
get it up here, you know what I mean?
Pressure.
Yeah, I
Wear
can't
and
do
tear
that.
on your
Miss
knees.
that, they gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
reaction. Like you said, the center is probably the best comparison in the sport because you're doing two things at once.
Yep.
Hiking the ball, calling plays.
Yeah.
You're doing more than two, and
It's a
then
lot.
you got to block all in the same motion.
Yep.
So a catcher doing the same thing. Like you calling pitches, you looking at the coach, the pitching coach, you calling pitches to the pitcher. You got runners maybe on base, so now you got to watch them, and you got to watch where you place the ball, and you got to worry about the batter not dinging you with the bat. So I mean,
that's the only thing I couldn't get past. I'm like,
Say that was
yo,
it.
cuz
Did it for you.
Hell nah.
I couldn't hit. They tried me out because when you see an athlete, you like, I gotta figure this one out.
See where he
Let me
belong.
see where he belong.
Yeah.
It's like,
That boy
all right,
fast.
you can put me in the outfield. It's like I got the football mind, so I don't know to take that step back.
sure.
So I'm see a ball, I'm sprinting, overrunning shit, late on shit. He like, nah, we can't. You fuck up out there. That ball hitting the back wall and a single is a triple now, because you can't read the ball. So you're like, no, not there.
Yeah.
Let's try to put him on first base. It's like, nah, I got a problem keeping my foot back there, and these guys running.
Yeah.
I got a lot of respect for baseball. Looking at it.
It's a tough sport.
I got a lot of respect for it.
People don't be thinking that it is a tough
Mental.
sport, man. It's crazy how tough it is because, like, I always say this too, like in baseball, like you got in basketball and football. I want to just be clear. Every one of them is a team sport. True enough. But baseball, you got to individually go.
They had to turn the Jumbotron on.
And hit the ball yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And when you're slumping or when you not hitting good or not fit, that's on you, really.
Yeah,
you
everybody
feel
see
me?
that. It's like being at the free throw line.
Yeah.
Iced out.
Like,
You go up and clank them both when they lose the game. We seen you.
we seen you.
Cameras zoomed in on you.
Don't hurt your team too, though.
Y'all giving me way more perspective than even I had, because it's like you on the island, bro. Like, and can't nobody really pick your slack up. It's like
Every play.
if you don't get on base, if you don't cash in these runners on second and third, and there's 2 outs, it's 0 points on the board, and that's on you.
That's on you.
You feel
You know what
me?
I'm saying? Even though it's
Errors
a
on
team
you.
game, it's still mentally a fuck you
Boy.
up. You know what I'm saying? You'll
Boy.
go home like, damn, I fucked the game
terrible.
up. You feel me? Like, I lost the game, really. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, bitches be having a lot of stress on them too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just had to throw that in there because that gets oversighted, and it just so many levels to get to the big stage in baseball. Like you got like everybody that you see in MLB. I don't care what they do, they're good.
So you segue when you write into something I had on the list. Talk to me about, I told you MLB, I can talk this a little bit, but talk to me about that journey from that high school kid to through the minor league system and actually getting to that stage, because unlike any other sport, the path to actually getting to them bucks and that longevity is a totally different path than any other sport.
I mean, me and Red both can speak on this. I'm gonna speak a little bit about it because it's extremely hard, bro. It's extremely hard. So the number one player, and I know you got listeners watching this, and a lot of people I talk to don't even know this, that watch baseball. So the number one overall pick, your LeBron James of baseball, still have to go through the minor ranks.
Yep.
I don't care if the baseball player get drafted number one overall to the Atlanta Braves, just say for perspective. He has to go through all the systems, come here to Coolray, to AAA, before he get called up to the big leagues, being the number one player overall. So you're not just going straight to the MLB. So this is the only sport that has that journey to travel like that. So it's kind of, that's why I say everybody on that stage is good, and Reggie can speak more on it.
Yeah, it's the trenches, man. It's the trenches, and it's tough. As we have these relationships with guys who are going through it now, we talk about it. We just have to make sure they're mentally stable and balanced and everything. You talk about that. You talk about a work-life balance. You know, when you talk about that, the league, you got to have a balance, man, and a work ethic because, like he said, number one overall pick, man, has to go to the minors. But I'll tell you this. You're going to separate real fast. Once you draft it and you get in those minors, you're going to separate. The cream will rise. All right? And so that's what we see, the cream rising. But it's also, too, about what that MLB roster holds. Because if it's not, you know, if it's a position filled with a long tenured contract, you're just going to be waiting. No matter how good you are, you got to wait till you call.
Bounce around
Nah.
to the team.
Nah,
you in those contracts. So unless you trade it away,
Yeah, I went through that. I had to restart a whole creative player. I went and thought I was gonna play for the Yankees, huh?
yeah,
Be a two-way player.
Yeah.
Thought I was gonna play center field and pitch.
Yep.
Nah, you gonna have to wait till one of these all-stars we
Get
gotta
out the way.
leave.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm sitting Garrett Cole. They got a rotation out the world,
Sure.
and all they players except for their shortstop is amazing.
yeah.
So I'm sitting there like, yo, I need to restart because I'm gonna be 10 years in the minors.
Get in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't get traded because nobody know who you are.
Situation, man. Some people's situation better than the other. The guy, I can't even think his name. I'm drawing a blank, but he just got called up a couple weeks ago, this week or last week, and he went straight from college, a little small college, and he's playing in the bigs. I forgot his name right now, but anyway,
I know exactly who you're talking about. I can't call his name.
I mean, that's like
unheard of.
Yeah, that's like you gotta pinch yourself. Like did that really just happen? Like he playing last week. He was in college and he skipped the minors and went straight.
Oh, I never. That's nuts.
I had to. Man, I can't think of it.
Well, yeah, he. That says a lot though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but. Was he better than most of the other players? I can't say that.
The situation was.
They needed him bad.
There's some injuries that happen. Sometimes you just got to have stuff fall your way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know how it go. Stuff got to go your way.
So explain to me this, because this is the one concept I never understood. Because I told you, you see guys that was in high school, they was good at baseball and they get drafted. But they go to college. Are they still tied to that team? So let's say I'm a shortstop.
I got you.
I'm trying to go to the Braves. What Acuna, he a center fielder? Acuna. He a center fielder. Say I was 5 years before he came in the league, I get drafted. And I'm a center fielder, Braves draft me. I'm like, nah, I'm going to go to college. And then they get he come up through their system, they call him up, and now they starting center fielder and a man. What does that look like for me now I'm in college? Do I get an opportunity to go back into the draft, or am I stuck?
Yeah, no, as long as you don't sign that contract, and get paid.
Okay.
Pros, you don't exhaust your eligibility.
Oh, okay.
So once they could be called or drafted.
Mm-hmm.
They may not sign the contract, so they choose to go to school. And nowadays, man, when you talk about the NIL, it actually is pretty cool because that's your minors. College is your minors now.
Mm.
Now, if you treat that as your minors, now you're getting your education with it, and you're getting NILs and getting paid.
Yeah, way more than you getting the minors.
It's a little bit more marketable these days. Only thing is you just got to stay healthy so you can get back drafted.
That
Absolutely.
So from a team, I'm kind of interested. So what do teams take, like if they high schoolers, you don't see them get drafted a lot in the first round and stuff like that? Or do teams take those chances and the kids are like?
I'm going to be honest with you. We had, came through our ranks, man, we had 5 in the first round of the draft. And I think all 5 of those guys were high school guys.
Yeah,
okay.
For sure.
And they signed that contract?
This year, it just depends on, they signed that contract. Most of them, we had a couple in later rounds that took their college offers.
Okay.
But, like this year, if you watch that draft, 2023 draft, it's going to be college heavy. The talent is in college this year.
Okay.
In their season. And so, like, for this instance, that kid just walked into a good situation, but he had already served his minor leagues going through college.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, that makes a little sense.
At a respectable level.
Okay, y'all really running. Y'all must have wrote the script out because y'all know what I'm finna. Did you send this to them?
Man, no.
Because I was like, the next segue is like, what do you think about NIL, and now how does that impact the going through the minor league system, and how does it impact the high schoolers? Because I hear a lot of sports and football, especially, where the high schoolers are taking kind of it's taking a toll on the high schoolers getting recruited into college. How is NIL impacting the prospect's journey in their decision-making process from high school all the way up to, college?
Yeah, it's making college a little bit more attractive, just to be honest. Because, every kid's dream is, along with making it to the bigs, is to make that money.
Right.
So when these kids can make that money in college, baseball is probably not going to be your higher branded sport when it comes to NILs. Because football and basketball is just a different level of NIL money. But, man, it's just making it more marketable for these kids to go have a college career.
Okay.
Their academics.
So it's just giving them more options. It's not like because the football guys, a lot of these high school kids are now having where they would have had an opportunity, because especially in the transfer portal that opened up, So now, these kids who would have had an opportunity to maybe go to a lower D1 are now having to settle for, and unfortunately, it's not to say settle, but like HBCUs, D2s, and things of that sort. Is that something you're seeing with the baseball players? Like, are you seeing an influx of better talent maybe in the Division II and the HBCU level?
Yeah, definitely. It's a pool of talent. It's trickling down, man.
Okay.
And again, the sport's becoming more popular. And a big thing that's making it more popular is because we're bringing the culture into the game. So like this event that we're doing and the events that we do around the country, we bring the minority and black culture to baseball.
Okay.
A lot of times it's been separated. You know what I mean? But it doesn't have to be. You know, so it's becoming more popular and fundamentals are being taught at lower ages. So we're really being able to impact minorities around the country at a younger age, and that's why you're seeing that college spike.
Okay.
Numbers.
Okay.
Yep.
You got any insight on that, Ty?
The NIL, I think, like Reggie was saying, I think it's good, for athletes to get paid in college. It has affected the trajectory of if you're going to go straight to the bigs or you're going to take that chance because I would say, an 8th or 9th rounder would have took the chance if it wasn't for all of the other things like NILs that are in place now. They probably would have said, I'm going to take my chance and go to the league.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
sure.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm 8th or 9th round, I mean, I ain't getting much money, but I'm getting some and I'm playing a game that I love.
And it's the best
all
chance
on
you
me.
probably got.
Yep.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
You know what I'm saying? And it's all on me. So I can either go out here to Tampa and get in this apartment with a couple baseball roommates and play baseball every day, get a stipend, or I can go to, go straight to the league. I mean, go to college. So now it's at a point where it's like, it's not a bad thing. Some of these colleges, come on, let's be real. Some of these colleges, some of these players go to making more than what they making in the minor.
Come on, man. What's the average minor leagues pay? I'm sure it's not much.
So it's stipend off, but you make most of your money on the bonus.
Okay.
So the signing bonus. So if you kind of get knocked out of that third round and back, not a lot of money. So you want to get in those first 3 rounds, man. That's most of those kids who are drafted in the first 3 rounds, definitely round 1, they end up taking that contract.
Okay.
Because it's a good penny, but you're stipend after that.
Yeah.
So you got to take care of that.
It's not as beautiful as people think.
Yeah.
In those minors, so it's a small stipend monthly, and then you have to make it to the big contract.
It's real trench work there.
Man.
Yeah.
Real trench work.
And every level is different.
Absolutely.
So 1A, maybe a lower tier stipend, 2A, 3A. If you make it through all the A's, some people go from 1 to 3 and go straight to the major. Some people go from 1A and go straight to the major. Some people never see 2 and 3. So it all depends. But you definitely, if you sign in those first 2 rounds, you sign, let's just say the number 1, number 2 player signed for like $2 million. They sign that signing. I'm not saying this gonna happen, but they may not get called up for 8 years.
That's tough.
It's tough.
That's tough. You don't see basketball players. They'll just go overseas.
Yeah.
You had a guy who was in the minors for
seen
about
this.
9-10 years, right?
Got his first hit the other. Yeah, I seen that.
So mentally, guess what? That taxes on you mentally. So you got to be prepared to say, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. Because most kids, they think that's what they want to do until it's there.
Whoever that is, he got that dog in him. Because I'd have been like, yo.
Different.
Because I'm sure he got people like, yo, you got to go get a job.
Man.
And he might got some kids now. It's like,
That's right.
yo.
That's right.
And then you got to go perform still.
Life changes.
Shout out to baseball players,
shout
man.
out.
This is what this is
Shout
about,
out
man. We getting respect for the grind, the sport, the hustle, the art. You know what I mean? Who your favorite baseball players? One currently and all time, man.
Oh man, for me, man, mine ain't gonna be the popular pick. I was inspired by Ron Gant.
Ron Gant.
Yeah, he's an infielder for the Braves back in the 90s. Just the way he played the game, he was fundamentally sound, quick. I was inspired by him, and then of course a popular pick, mine was Hank Aaron. So when you talk about Hank Aaron, man, I was really blessed to be coached by he and his son. Oh wow! So I came out of Old National Park in College Park, and he and his son would get their time back. So they were both into scouting. So aside of their scouting, they would come back and coach. some of our teams. So, yeah, man, I mean, learned to fish at his house. No, man, I had a crazy journey. I don't even want to go into how deep it is. It's unreal, really. So, Ron Gant, Hank Aaron, top 2. That's why I wear number 5. A lot of people don't know Milwaukee Braves. Hank Aaron was number 5.
Okay.
Everybody see the 4s.
The 45.
But the 5 was for the 4s.
Okay.
Yep.
Ty, what you got for it?
Currently now I'm gonna have to go with Mookie, man. I'm a Mookie Betts fan currently.
Okay.
Just because he can play any position. I'm a Mookie fan currently. So pass it battles for me from Griffey, of course.
Sure.
And I was a big Barry Larkin fan.
Yeah. Reds over there, yeah.
I was a Larkin fanatic, man. Like, I just like his approach to the game. You know what I'm saying? How he played the infield, how he played. I was just a big Larkin fan. I actually, them probably the only 2 people, Griffey and Larkin jerseys I have that are retros, and still to this day. You know
Okay. You got the Griffey at the Cincinnati Griffey?
The Cincinnati Griffey and the Cincinnati Reds Larkin.
Ooh,
right
come on with it. For me, currently, Jazz Chisholm, my favorite player. I'm about the swag, man. When I seen him. Well, the first thing I ever seen, I told you what type of player I would have been. I seen him hit a ground ball like deep to the shortstop, and he ran that shit out.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I like this guy.
Yeah.
And then I followed him on Instagram, and I went through his panel. Oh, he got swag too?
Yeah.
He played a game with so much swag.
Yes.
I'm like, if I played baseball, this would be the only way I could play it.
Yeah, for sure.
With swag, not giving a fuck. And I remember when we watched it, I felt like, and I'm not a Yankee fan anymore because it's like I don't watch baseball like that. But when I was growing up, I loved the Yankees, and I remember they used to make their players cut their face and shit. And I was like, man, that's kind of whack.
Yeah.
So to see players come in, be able to wear their chains, pants. I remember watching the Little League World Series one year in the Bronx team. They were smacking shit too, and they had the big baggy pants, like the Negro League.
Yeah.
For me, that shit, I like the swag. Like I'm with you. You gotta look good, man. I care about what jerseys look like. I care about what shades I'm gonna have on. The brim on my cap. I need all that to be proper. You know what I mean? So Jazz Chisholm from that perspective, and then like you say, Ken Griffey is hard to not. Because he did it the right way, too, for me.
Man. He was phenomenal.
That's true.
But
he did it the right way.
I got a soft spot in my heart for Ricky Henderson, man.
Okay.
There you go.
Again, he embodied the type of player I would have been, doing it my way.
Yep.
Athlete. I mean, he had his fun, too. So, I'm Ricky, man. I like guys who embody the type of player I would want to be, man. So, what you got? We got Mike in the building, man. He done jumped in. He didn't jump from the engineer onto the camera, man. He went to ski for like a year, so he count.
Okay, he count.
He count.
Alabama, man. Roll Tide.
All right. Roll Tide then.
If I had to pick my favorite player right now, it'd probably be Acuna.
Okay.
I'm a novice
choice.
baseball fan, so like I knew he just kind of do everything like real flashy. So I definitely like his style. But pass is either a tie between Andrew Jones, or Randy Johnson.
The unit.
Picture, Randy.
Randy used to slang that.
Yeah.
Randy.
Yeah.
With the 3/4, he gonna get it to you.
Tough to hit, man. Tough to hit.
Yeah, Randy was a household name for sure.
Randy was the man.
I gotta go back to the Jazz Chisholm, guys, because
I done gave you some?
yeah, because Jazz came and blessed us in Florida, man, at our second annual All-American game. He helped coach it. D. Gordon.
So
I
like
talk
D.
about Flash Gordon and Jazz Chisholm amongst these young kids that's inspiring to be where they are, man. That was a crazy moment.
I'm sure.
Then also Ty had a chance to meet Barry Larkin. I don't know why he didn't say that, but
I'm like, come on, you left that off?
So those are the type of things we like to do around our events. We bring these type of guys in. So
Larkin just came to the. He just showed up.
respect.
We ain't have a contact on him or nothing. Like,
That's love.
He showed up. Juan Pierre. It's a couple.
That he old school swag right there with the Marlins.
He showed up
Big baggy pants.
Yeah, so it was like all of these players like show up. The respect what we have going on, and it's like mind blowing.
Yeah.
Like Manny came last year.
Yeah.
Manny
What?
His son
like,
was in our
his
event.
son was in
Andrew
our
Jones.
event. Andrew Jones.
That's crazy, man. We got to tell them how it started.
How it started. Yeah. So
Yeah, got to.
So in the heart of
Got to.
COVID,
Yeah.
Alice, was like, yeah, I'm gonna still have this, this game, and I'm gonna do it, small city, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still do this game, right? So the top two people that was in the game was Andrew Jones' son, which he got drafted. What he went? First round.
Yeah, he
number
went second. Number two pick
two
overall.
overall this year.
Arizona
So
Diamondbacks.
he was in our first game.
Yeah.
Andrew Jones' son. Then you had CC Smith's son.
Yeah.
So it kind of made headlines that my brother was like, man, I know I got it now. Like they came in the heart of
Believe in the
COVID.
vision.
Like to an event I'm putting on for our people. You feel me? Like their dads, everybody showed up in the stands in the heart of COVID. And the picture that was taken was, the back of CC son, and then Andrew Jones' son, and the MLB matched it with CC and Andrew Jones in the majors.
Viral.
It went viral, you know what I'm saying? Yep. And that went like, we was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? So we don't don't give each other enough credit, but we kind of like
Give yourself y'all flowers now. I'm the type live by the persona. If I don't feel me, who gonna feel me? So give yourself them flowers, because it ain't no you doing that shit. It ain't no, that's hard. Because like you said, you putting in the work, so you can talk it. You know what I mean? Talk your shit.
I
I
agree.
mean,
I think sometimes you got to step out of it, because I'm bad at this, and I know they are too.
Yeah.
We see the vision, the ultimate goal, which the world will see soon.
yeah.
But sometimes we do have to step out and acknowledge, like, dog,
Yeah.
this is dope.
take a shot of something. I don't know, something, whatever you do to turn up, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and none of us do that though, because I don't do it. Because where I started at, 3-4 years ago is not where I'm at today.
Absolutely, man.
I don't sit around, because I get so trapped in like, I gotta get there.
Sure.
I don't step out and give myself enough credit for one, holding it down, putting it together, continuing to elevate, teach myself new tasks. You know what I mean?
Sure. For sure.
So you got to step out, because it ain't a lot of people really doing the work. And from people who doing it, this.
For sure.
A lot of people will tell you some shit. A lot of people, I got this going on.
For sure.
Until it's time to get some butter from the duck. I need you to pull through. I need you to, that connect you said you had. Oh, that thing you said you did well. Can you pull up with it?
For sure.
And a lot of the times that ain't happening. So, that it's even more reason why you step out and take credit for what you do. Because motherfuckers ain't gonna give you credit for what you do. So you got to give it to yourself.
Yeah, that's normal there.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
Y'all said, I think everybody on this said something about swag, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want y'all to think I downplay swag, because swag is big with what we do. We actually have a mascot named Swaggy.
Really?
Swag is the coolest thing the world don't realize yet.
Okay.
Let's just say that.
Because I was gonna ask you, Red,
Oh,
did
man.
you have some swag on the field? Did you,
No,
did you keep
stupid swag.
Okay. I thought he might have showed up with the cleats coach gave you.
That's why Skeegy stayed dripped out. You know what I'm saying? I kept my boys in the bed.
I had to ask.
Yeah, if they gave an award, bro, we probably would have been.
Okay, I thought you might have been that dude who created a player and just say fuck all the generic one across the board.
Nah.
Just some tape around his fingers or something,
Man, I'm just trying to
the basic eye paint.
Said the basic eye.
Yeah, I got everything I do. I be just doing the most. So I gotta find people who do the most.
Nah, that's real, man. Swaggy was actually created by Osei Hill.
Shout out to my dog Osei.
Y'all know Osei.
Fake button. Yeah.
Yeah, he came on, man. Ty, Alex had a vision for it. I was kind of right in line. I was like, I think we need. And they was like, yeah, we thought about that already. And I said, I think I got the perfect guy for us.
Yeah.
And Osei, man, got with these guys, got with us, and came up with Swaggy, man. I wish we had a graphic of him, but
Send it to me. Don't you worry.
yeah, for sure, man.
We'll throw it on the screen.
Yeah,
Right here.
Swaggy is a man. He's a heck of a character. He's really not a character.
Mm-hmm.
He's you. He's me. He's you. You know, he embodies who we are. He's the culture.
Right.
He's going to bring that swag, that flash, that flair. And that's how we're luring these kids in to understand that you can be yourself in this game. That's the biggest.
That's and that need to be the I want that to be the ultimate walking away point, so we understand why. We done talked a lot of shit, joked a little bit, you know what I mean, and went left, went right. You know how I do my shit.
Yeah,
but we bring it back home, and I think the walking away point gotta be, because what I do and why I think I gravitate to what y'all do is I think we gotta, as a collective and black people, create atmospheres for us to be comfortable doing our thing again. We ain't always got to buy into the system.
For sure.
We ain't got to buy into the way of we can, because they'll blackball you.
Sure.
You ain't gonna get no film up on our web. The website you need to be on to be seen. A lot of the times, if you don't act the way they want you to act, you don't look the way you want you to look, you ain't gonna make the page. It's all about exposure. It's full circle. So I want people to understand, like, the goal of what you got going on here is to make sure that these young kids, men and women, these young women and men are able to be seen, be comfortable, and get the best out of their abilities. You know what I mean?
Cam, you hit it on the head for me.
For sure.
You hit it like square on for me, bro. I'm all about that. Like, I'm the type of person, bro. Like, I'm gonna walk in any room, me. You feel me?
For sure.
I don't want to transform into something to make somebody else feel like they gotta be comfortable. You feel me? Like, I'm comfortable in my own skin. I'm comfortable with who I am as a person. So minority baseball prospects, all our events, the kids know they can be themselves.
For sure.
We gonna play what y'all want to play in the locker room. Y'all want to turn up music, we gonna play that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's just, y'all want to embody the swag, we gonna put the swag on camera, and we gonna let the world see this. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be like embodied and just bottled up and not shown. So that's what our biggest taking out. That's why the kids love what we got going on, and they love what we're doing, because we embody letting them be who they are.
Right.
We don't never want to change that. You know
It's
what I'm
authentic.
saying?
Straight
Because,
authentic.
Straight authentic. Because like you said, like, we don't get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, go in the corporate world. Like, I graduated. I stopped playing sports and I graduated engineering, bro. So you got to think I go in that realm, and now, at first I used to be like, okay, I'm gotta play the game. That's what they say, play the game. But I didn't buy into that.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck that game for me.
Like,
I mean, I'm still playing it to this day, but I go to work every day.
Yeah.
Fuck this game, man. I'm trying to,
Trying to play your own
why
game.
can't we do it our way? Because you watching everybody else out doing it their way.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody walked in and conformed to me.
Yeah.
And ain't no boss ever walked in and said, what up to me?
Yeah.
Hello, Ken. Nah, I say, what up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't never seen nobody. So my goal is just to create that. And I love seeing what y'all do. Because that just,
Likewise.
I don't even got, again, I don't like to act. So I don't even got to come into what you doing on the third when I pull up with my people. My fault. I pull up with my people, and what we do, I ain't even got to change what we do. What we do is what y'all do. I'm coming to get it raw, and you giving it to me the way I want it. You know what I mean?
Fit in. Yep.
Exactly.
It's hand in glove to me, man. So I want to get up and hit that button for y'all. But
No, we need a button.
shout out to y'all, man. Overall, what y'all got going on. Again, coming up with the softball players too, because I think that's important for the women, especially to be able to be. Because I got like almost a crush on Angel Reese, because I just enjoy watching her do her, and when you win and do it,
Yeah, it's tough.
that's what black people are. I feel like we are now in society, is we starting to be ourselves and win doing it.
Yeah.
It's undeniable at this point.
Yeah.
You packing out arenas like this, and you got people, important people, the MLB, the NCAA, all these organizations you working with, they taking you serious.
Yep.
So that's the win, So when you can go out, be yourself, and show people you can win at the highest level.
Yeah. That's it.
That
is
That's why I fuck with this. This why I'm sitting here today.
Yeah.
Because I see y'all doing what I want to do at the highest level.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's priceless.
Shout out our sponsors too, man, for this HBCU.
run them down, man. This the
Dick,
time.
Dick Sporting Good, title sponsor.
Come on.
Man. We got Coca-Cola.
Come on.
Who invested in the home run derbies, both men and women.
Come on. Give me a spot after I knock 20 out the park. Let's go.
Game Changer Sports, which is a stat and live stream software
Okay.
that's known nationwide. They're gonna come in and do the live broadcast for the games.
Dope.
Who else we got, Ty? We got
Learn it.
Adidas. Gee, how can I forget them? Adidas, man.
Love it.
Supplying everything for the student athletes,
Mm-hmm.
both men and women. Drip, cleats, bags, you name it.
Love
They're
it.
gonna have it. Shout out to Slutty Vegan for being the title sponsor for the homecoming tailgate. We got V103 will be out here live.
Come on with it.
People Station.
Keep talking. I don't want y'all to stop.
Yeah. Yeah, we got.
We got the 100 Black Men chimed in with us, man, of America, though.
Come on.
Atlanta sparked it, but the 100 Black Men of America from the national level is in on this.
Talk to
So
us.
that's a big deal. Who I'm missing? I don't want to miss nobody. The city of Lawrenceville, the Gwinnett Sports Commission,
Rollins
Sports, Rise to Greatness,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Foundation, Players Alliance.
Just send me this list so I can just have this shit
Yeah,
just
for
going
sure.
down the
Yeah,
screen.
Yeah.
Let people know. Because
It's
they like,
necessary.
you got to
It's
see
necessary.
it. Yeah, I'm serious.
It's necessary.
People don't believe it till they see it. You know what I mean?
No, it's necessary.
That's why I told you I'm here. I already know you got cameras. I already know you got cameras. I need to put one more over here, two more,
sure.
Yeah,
three
for
more,
sure,
and
for sure.
until it stack
For
up.
sure, because that's what it's all about. Like I tell people all the time, like I can Instagram it to death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can Instagram it to death.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna feel it until you pull up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you pull up and see,
Wow. Yeah.
like at Truist Park. Come on, we talking Truist Park. I ain't gonna go into it, but Cobb County, we got 7,000 of us watching a baseball game with HBCU players.
Yeah. Unheard of.
What are we
100
talking about
black
here?
Vendors
Yeah.
black vendors throughout the concourse. Now outside, if you've been to Truist Park, you already know they got their own little thing outside. They got their own little shops and food places. We got vendors set up inside the concourse that you can shop with and get to know their brand and know what they're doing for their community and bigging up their community. I don't want to leave that out, man.
Yeah, shout out to Black Vendor Expo, though.
Yeah, Black Vendor
That's our
Expo.
partner. They bring a lot of these vendors in.
That's the outside tailgate, right?
They do
Tell
the
them the
inside and the
tailgate.
outside.
Because we got about 5 more minutes. Tell them about the tailgate because that's a whole different part of the experience. Because I think we need to make sure that people know that they not coming out to only see a baseball game and the best black athletes in the nation play, but they also coming to see them hit the ball as far as they can. They also coming out to get some good vibes. If so it's let people know that there's more out here to come out to Coolray Field on June 3rd to get than just baseball, even though that's why we here.
Now, for sure, that's a key component of what we're doing with this event, man. If we can bring homecoming, which is a staple in the HBCU community, to baseball, that people will understand it's no different than football and basketball. It's just a mindset.
Right.
Yes.
Being washed away mentally. So we want to bring our culture. So that's what that homecoming tailgate is about. That's our HBCU homecoming culture that we're going to bring and attach to the event. I mean, again, I said Slutty Vegan, who's one of the top food chains here, to date. They're putting their name on it as a title sponsor. We're going to bring out a live band. We got a 14-piece band coming through, bro.
14.
It's actually shout out to John Boy and the Surround Sound. He's the platinum artist, creator of the Wobble.
Oh, wow.
So that's his cut right there. So he's
You
gonna
went to
come out.
Bama, you don't know no better.
Got the live DJ. Shout out DJ Pro Tools.
Shout out to Pro.
We got several performances that we'll kind of announce in a week or so.
Okay.
Our PR team and talent team does a wonderful job. Kaylee Monroe.
Step off.
Yep. We got Greeks, Again, like Ty said, the
All right,
visitors.
Mike, you in the building. Mike, a recent.
What's your frat?
Omega South Alpha.
We need you to step.
I was about to say my boy just crossed.
We need something.
I'm about to say you already know you gonna look around on the third. You gonna be like, these motherfuckers in everything. I'm gonna be on the DJ booth. I'm gonna be on stage with the band.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna be you gonna look up and be in the outfield in the middle of the game. I'm like, what is he doing? Taking BP. Going through drills. Yeah. I'm too hands on. I like to get my hands in everything.
Nah, man, we want you to get it all.
Yeah. I'm gonna have the GoPro on. I'm going crazy.
360. Let us take that mic out your hand and all the headset. Let us interview you too. Our media team.
Okay.
Tell us more about your podcast, your vision. We want to make sure we
come on, man. Cross connect.
Cause we got MVP TV too.
Yeah, we got.
Forgot about that.
Station.
Come on.
For sure.
I'm trying to get up. I'm trying to be everywhere, man. One last thing, man. Just before we go, I got to read this because I just want to make sure I ask the question correctly. I'm trash at these type of things. What is some advice from both of y'all perspective that you would give to someone who's trying to follow in your footsteps? And it don't have to be baseball, so it don't have to be, but going out, and because I'm sure the process as a baseball player, coach, and this, you probably follow the same blueprint, right? To be successful at all of them, right? So what is the advice that you would give somebody who's looking to follow in your footsteps, take a chance on themselves, and actually pour themselves into their passion?
First of all, for me, man, I can't take the credit for none of this.
Mm-hmm.
I serve a higher power in Jesus Christ, and when I tell you He
Amen.
reminds me, bro, that's why a lot of my stories and experiences sound unreal.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's Him. When you align with God, man, and just let Him travel the road and take you, man, it's gonna sound foreign to people. They're gonna be like, "How that happen? That's crazy." Yeah, I know it's crazy to me too.
You just got to take it and
I'm just driving,
mm-hmm.
the vehicle.
I feel that.
So that's my biggest thing, man. But on a human standpoint, you got to be disciplined and sacrifice. You got to be disciplined and sacrifice.
Can these two words pop up right here for me? Yeah. It's not like I'm saying it's like somebody I'm gonna do this.
Sacrifice, man.
Discipline and sacrifice are the two things. You obviously the Lord, discipline and sacrifice.
Ain't no overnight, man.
Yeah,
it's a journey.
Okay, it's
a lot of painful nights. It's a lot of sacrifice of giving up what you want to do.
Okay,
Mm-hmm. And that's my spiel, man.
Okay,
keep those three things aligned. You'll be where you need to be.
Man, that question deep for me. Advice for aligning with your passion. A lot of times, just for everybody listening, your passion ain't always gonna be how Reggie trajectory was. Player, coach, then falling into something that he's been doing his whole life, and then making his passion his paycheck. That ain't gonna align. And this is raw. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it raw for Cam and HasBeens Pod. Like that's Reggie is I don't even want to say 25% or less than that. People that
like a 1% on the low.
That can take that path
mm-hmm.
and blaze the trail of what he's blazed in his time. My trajectory was different for sure. Like played ball, went engineering, went overseas, worked engineering, came back to passion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying all that to say that everybody road ain't gonna be straight.
Mm-hmm.
Most people gonna have U-turns. Some people gonna have the wrong turn.
Mm-hmm.
Some people gonna go left and should have went right. Some people gonna get detoured.
Yep.
But the common goal is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon, and the only way to keep on that is sacrifice, patience. The most important thing, you gotta believe in some.
Believe for sure.
It's gotta be a higher power. Like I believe in God, so but you gotta have faith in some that you doing, knowing that when you go out your door every day, your passion is gonna happen. That's ultimate faith. Without that, it would never happen. You know what I'm saying? So, in order 100 no's, it only take one yes, Ignore all of that and just keep driving to your passion, because that's when you truly gonna find the success, to me, that makes it all worth it at the end of the day. Like I don't want to get too deep, but I can leave the world knowing that I've emptied out what I was meant to empty out. And how I know I was meant to do culture, fashion, sports, because that's the vision he put in me. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I'm doing that.
Right on.
So I can leave knowing, and I'm impacting live doing it.
Huge. It's huge.
Like I'm setting a trailblazer that's gonna go on after us sitting here in this podcast. After me and Reggie and Alex, MVP gonna live on. You feel me?
And the
It's gonna
impact
be
that you had on people. There's gonna be some
So
kids that's
that's
gonna tell
my
their
only
story.
spiel, man.
Mhm.
And for that, I'm grateful. You know what I'm saying? To be big, like I'm all into just us coming together.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Blazing that trail.
For sure.
We appreciate y'all, man, because again, we work our daily lives creating platforms for these young men and women, right? You guys have given us a platform to talk about what we do.
For sure.
It's needed too, so we appreciate y'all, bro. This is a
It worked
huge
both ways, man.
platform,
Yeah.
If you
No,
wasn't
we don't
doing
take
it,
it
I wouldn't
lightly,
have nobody
man.
to talk to, man. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it.
sure.
This is why I don't do a ton of interviews, because I gotta believe in what you're doing, because I'm not just out here coming to just be a part of it to be a part of it, because I go all in with everything I do. So like you said, I can't be fake. When I come, I'm diving in. And so if I'm gonna dive in, I can't dive in to some bullshit.
Yes.
You feel me? So that's just what we about. So again, I appreciate y'all taking your time, giving us the time. You know, we done came up here a couple times, one time to see, we've been talking, we've been collaborating. So just to see it finally get done, getting this out, I'm gonna have a good time editing this one up. So man, for part of the HasBeens Podcast, we say appreciate it to you and Ty coming in and giving us your time. Mike, appreciate you, doing the engineer thing, man. Again, like you said, that's sacrifice, man. That's sacrifice.
Sure.
Shout out to Twan over there in the work meeting. Like you say, sacrifice, you know what I mean? So shout out to everybody. Shout out to Wild Card. Shout out to MVP. Shout out to MSP. Is it MSP?
That's correct.
The minority baseball, minority softball. Shout out to Alex, who couldn't be here with us. Shout out to everybody involved. We'll see y'all on
Whole
the
team.
We will see y'all on June 3rd. It's going down Coolray Field. Y'all got anything to tell the people before we go?
Just come out next Saturday, man. Friday, girls softball game, Gwinnett College. Saturday, the whole homecoming tailgating experience here, Lawrenceville, Coolray Field. Tailgate start at 1, game start at 7, man. Just be prepared for the whole day. We bringing the whole city out, and we even bringing our city out. We got buses coming from the MAC.
Ooh, you done got the shuttle bus.
Coming from the Gump.
It's too
Got
the
Gump
Gump.
coming. Yeah.
No, they gonna stop in the 4-6.
They might start.
Let's go.
They had a little funny with the 4-6.
It's okay.
They might keep it moving.
They might. I wouldn't bang them. I'm just. Mike, you got anything for the people before we get out of here,
I
man?
appreciate it, man. Y'all, this is really dope.
Yeah,
For
sure.
sure. So this is dope, man. I can't wait for June 3rd.
June 3rd, man.
Hey, and that stroll, you gonna stroll, right?
I hop a little bit.
All
I like to do a
right.
little something.
You'll hop. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know how. Come on. He looking like, what you mean, Stroll? I'll hop a little bit. But shout out, man. HasBeens Podcast. What's this? Season 4, episode 3. Peace.
See you later.